The Matildas' hopes of winning an historic Olympic gold medal will face an early test after they were drawn alongside heavyweights, the United States and Germany in the group stage at the Paris Games. The US has won Olympic gold 4 times since women's football was first contested and is 4th on the FIFA World Rankings. Moya Dodd is a former vice-captain of the Matildas and joins us now. Good morning. Thanks for your company.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me, what was your initial reaction when you saw this draw?
Well, there are easier groups, but, this is business as usual for the Matildas. They have always seemed to land in the tough group. And, you're playing the best in the world at the Olympics. There's only 12 teams in the tournament, so, you're going to hit them sooner or later. So we're hitting them early on.
So is that a better thing in terms of the psychology for the team and how they prepare for this?
Look, it can be. If you look at the Tokyo Olympics, we were in a group with teams that turned up getting medals at the end. So ours was actually a very tough group. But, I don't think the team will be wondering what would have happened if they'd drawn someone else. You've got to play the people that you're scheduled to play. And while US and Germany both have incredible pedigrees and incredible records in winning trophies, both in the Olympics and in the World Cup, they're also both teams in transition. Neither of them did all that well at the World Cup in Australia. The US is just appointing a new coach, which is Emma Hayes. The Germans have just got a new coach. So they are in a transition phase as well. The hottest team in the world right now is probably Spain, and we didn't get them. So I guess we can count that one in our favour. They'll be probably waiting for us further along the track.
And given what you're mentioning there about the transitions of some of those other teams, is that something that the Australian team will be able to quite easily capitalise on? Because they are much more settled, aren't they?
Yeah, we've had a core of the squad together for a long time now. They know each other well. The coach knows them well and they know him. So I think that certainly gives you stability going into a big tournament like this. Teams, you just don't know how the US will perform under Emma Hayes. They've got an English coach who's been the coach at Chelsea for many years. She's been Sam Kerr's coach. So these players will know her quite well, some of them. You just don't know how it's going to unfold. I think the message for the Matildas that's coming through the camp is that we'll worry about our own selves and other people can worry about them, and we'll prepare to play them. They'll be focusing very much on the first game. I think that's what they always do, is think about that first game and then worry about the second game afterwards, not get too far ahead of ourselves. So, it's a very exciting time for Australian football.
Yeah, well, and a very exciting time also, Moya, for Australians, because it felt like everyone was a Matilda the last time the global attention was on the sport. What do you think that will mean heading towards an Olympics? How do you think Australians will react and respond to seeing them playing again?
Yeah, there's always a lot of hype around the Olympics, of course. Often it's sports that we haven't seen or heard from for a while. They come into the national consciousness once every 4 years during the Olympic Games. But football, and particularly women's football, seems to be right up in the national consciousness now after the World Cup and selling out games. They've sold out the last dozen games that they've played on Australian soil, which is pretty incredible.
And just finally, what do you think are the biggest challenges that the Matildas have to overcome ahead of these clashes and, well, I think many people will be hoping a pathway towards Olympic gold?
Well, of course, most of them are still in their club season. So, for example, Ellie Carpenter's playing Champions League with Olympic Lyonnais. So they'll be very focused on what they're doing in those big club tournaments and hoping to avoid injury, hoping to stay fit. And when they come together, I think they'll just glue the way that Matildas always do. And I think their team spirit, their team togetherness is one of the biggest things that always serves Australian teams well when we're on the road. And that'll be a big, big thing that they take into France this year.